look like Hercules.
That's he do it, y'all. You don't know, do it, Shaka. Do it right quick. Do it right quick. Oh, I told you, boy. I'm gonna be Shaka for next Halloween. All I'm gonna do is walk around clapping.
You know how they did blackface? You're gonna have to do the opposite.
Yeah, I am.
You have to pale your ass up.
That's right. Yeah, y'all little house Negroes up here. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ray Sean B.
I'm Shaka Shabazz.
And welcome to Real Talk with Ray Sean and Shaka. Boy, we excited today. We excited, boy. I got my mofo, my boy right here, Lamar Hinton, a.k.a. the Chihuahuan, a.k.a. the General, a.k.a. Lamar Jenkins, a.k.a. my man. Yeah, what's up, baby?
What's up, brother?
It's on today. Get your headset on. Get your headset on, man. Come on. We got a show to do.
Welcome to the Ray Sean and Shaka podcast, G.
Yeah.
Trying to get this brother on for a minute.
It's been a minute,
Quick
man.
disclaimer. Whatever
Testimony.
this motherfucker says is not true.
Why you cussing on my show, man?
Part whatever.
You fine. You fine. Y'all just the same. Can't even start the show with just wholesomeness. What? Dang.
Because he hear me call you a motherfucker all the time.
I'm just saying.
That's your name.
I've watched the show.
I thought that was your
I watched
name.
the show.
Y'all see how they do? They think they gonna double team me, y'all, boy.
Double teaming.
I'm about to bust them up. They better leave me alone. They better act like they got some sense.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. So how was your week? Shaka first. How was your week, brother?
Man, my week was magnanimous.
Oh, he got a new word this week. Magnanimous.
Ambinous.
Magnanimous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, why you act like I just grew up in a public school system, man?
I ain't act like that. I'm just saying.
Vocabulary, man.
I'm just saying.
I
Damn.
mean-
Dang, man. I was
Got a grown man's vocabulary.
yeah, you do.
I went to public
Don't
school.
be surprised.
Yeah.
I went to
that's-
public school.
You can go to mine.
I'm from the South. I'm from the Southwest.
okay.
Arizona, to be exact, don't you?
You from Arizona?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Dang. You know what, man? You're the first brother we had on. Like, not brother as in black, but brother as in male.
Huh?
We've only had females on.
So they brothers? Oh, I can't wait till they watch it.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Shaka called y'all brothers. Hey, bro.
How did I do that? I say he's the first brother
brother.
we had on.
I thought you said,
Look, he trying to start.
See that? You just so
Trying to start
eager to
something.
just jump
Trying to
into
start
some
already.
bullshit.
I always got to get that shit. I got extra fun now, boy. I'm about to tear that ass up. Anyway, what's up, man? How you doing this week, Lamar?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, word. Anything special happening? What's going on?
This week,
Yeah.
that did happen. I mean, coming to Black Steel, man. It's always fun.
Speaking of that, gotta give a shout out to Black Steel Fitness, 3912 East Camelback Road, here in the heart of Arcadia, Phoenix, Arizona, 85018, where you get your swole on, where you lift them weights, where you can come around and be great. Yeah.
Talk shit.
And that too. You get results, but you're gonna get some shit talking. But that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
But how's your week, brother?
Man, the week's been great, man. It's been wonderful. I got my boys here. I mean, yeah, they're my boys. They got my dogs here. It's party time. You know, the weather it was a little chilly, but the weather about to turn to 80.
Anytime it's just him and I chilling, getting ready before, early morning. We each had a client. It's laid back, it's chill. Ain't nobody coming through the gym. He's civil.
You saying I'm not?
First person that coming through them doors, man.
Start performing.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Man, it's to keep them. It's to keep them off our back. If we get along too good, then they're gonna do stuff to break us up. So I make them think that we fighting, and then they like, yeah, the plan's working just fine.
Yeah, then these people start believing. Is he really from here?
Well, I mean, yeah, they still think you from Chihuahua. Y'all, let me tell you the disclaimer before it starts. This guy here
Look.
is from Chihuahua, Mexico. His half is from Chihuahua, Mexico. And I just talk about the greatness of Chihuahua, Mexico and everything. And I talk junk. So before it goes, anybody that's from Mexico, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about him. That's all. That's all. There we go.
Look, we stand together.
That's right.
We stand together.
Yeah, you do.
Sound like somebody that want to get their ass whipped.
Holding hands over the what you do? We holding the hands over the one like that. Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna come? You thought I wasn't gonna come with
Hey,
it?
that's all. Hey, come with it.
Nah,
Come
you
with it.
thought I
Hey,
would.
I ain't
They
climbing
gonna.
no
I'm
walls.
gonna get out here. There's gonna be a set of ice cream trucks about to tear me
I
up.
can at least climb walls with my good knee.
I can climb walls.
You sure?
Yeah, I can swim. I can climb walls.
He uses his orangutan arms.
Yeah, they are kind of long. Ladies, I got long extremities. Thanks. Playing with me, dog.
Ladies.
Playing with me, dog.
Yeah,
They understand.
Yeah.
Playing with
Look,
me.
9th Ward, I got you.
You 9'4".
got
Yeah, yeah, you do. Just like Diddy got him.
Look, listen.
Anyway,
No, we ain't gonna skip past that. You can't just throw the Diddy reference out without. His name is Take That T.
his luscious. That's
Double
luscious
D
Lamar.
With the Diddy knee.
That's luscious
So
Lamar.
we-
So here's the
it's
deal. Let me-
evidence because you can see.
He said it's evidence.
It's evidence. Evidentiary right here.
What
the
do you
way
mean?
he walking with the knees. He been taking it from the back from Diddy too much. Actually, him. And
Oh, look at he
Usher-
trying to get in.
Him and Usher be double teaming.
No. See what it was. See when this first started, he said, "Yo, you with Usher?"
gonna include
I
Usher
said,
for
"Yeah, I'm a pitcher." And then I said, "What position you?" He said, "I'm a catcher. I was like, "Oh yeah, you be catching that Diddy, don't you?" Luscious Lamar. He got trapped on the bed with the motor
know.
baby oil around him. That's why. That's why he trying to project. Thought he was going to escape, and he slid, and he was floundering on.
Look, context is important here.
Context
I know it is.
I know it is.
Okay.
And he was contacting you.
He just skipped why I said catching. I used to play baseball.
No.
And so he used to that position.
I pitched. I catch. I played. I ain't
You
gonna
caught.
do it.
You just said you ain't say nothing about that.
What we talking about today?
Exactly. Move it on. I tried to move it on. You trying
it
to?
on.
Yeah.
Ain't no Diddy shit on me.
Yeah. Not yet. He ain't out yet.
Diddy
But when he
come
get
home,
out,
he gonna put his
he gonna be
bionic
like,
knees
he gonna be
back
like,
on.
"What's up, luscious,
See
luscious
him with
Lamar,
the bionic knees. You know what happened? Diddy got out.
luscious Lamar."
He fixed them.
I've
as
been
he
waiting
was
for
in.
you. I was
And once
dreaming
he
about
got
you.
out,
I was dreaming about you, luscious.
take that T.
Now he wrote that line for you. Take that.
What's up?
This show is gonna be. I told you it's gonna be terrible.
Man.
We ain't going nowhere. Where you going?
You all right there, bro?
I've got that sinking feeling. Oh man, this is terrible. We're gonna have to do a retake because.
All right,
Anyway,
let's get serious.
first thing
Here
I
we
need
go.
to tell you, we gotta say rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. He had a little funny past in history by my accounts, but gotta tell that brother.
By your account.
Yeah, I mean, because some people ain't gonna agree with me, so I'm just gonna let it be mine. I didn't know if y'all wanted to agree. I was just letting it be on me. See how I look out. See how I look out for my boys.
I'm with you, T.
Yeah, it was kind of, but great man, great stuff. He went to school in my hometown, A&T. So
What was
Yeah.
about him?
Him and Martin, and and all the assassinations and collars and ties and flat collars and all that.
The internet is a motherfucker, I tell you.
Is
It
any
is.
of that not true?
Huh?
What's not true?
I don't believe that. I mean, I know people been saying that, but I don't believe that. I don't believe he had anything to do with Martin Luther King's assassination. Look, the most surveilled person in the history of the FBI was Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Probably second, maybe Malcolm X, who knows. But definitely the most documented person that was surveilled was Martin Luther King. If there was any smidgen of reputable proof that had happened, you don't think none of that would have surfaced? That one of these guys had?
I thought the paperwork did. I thought
Where-
the
where-
FBI paperwork, the paperwork, the FBI reports
Yeah.
and said blah 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 blah. The flat
there
collars
you
are
go, the blah, 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 blah
the
shit right
flat collared people are the friendlies. Don't touch the flat collared people.
But that
And there's only one with flat collar.
Okay, whatever the flat collar, I don't know what that is, but did they say that they had anything to do with Martin Luther King's death, his assassination, that he set up the assassination?
I'm just saying who was a
That's
friendly.
it. See, we start getting murky when we start doing
Again,
that.
I said my opinion.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not challenging you on. I'm just simply saying that the most surveilled person in the history of the FBI was Martin Luther King.
So that means they had paperwork. So
the
in reading the paperwork, it said,
But
hey.
there is no paperwork. There was nothing.
There was
that says
paperwork.
These guys were involved in any
There's
way.
paperwork. It's just like Epstein. They just gonna put it out there, but you gotta kind of go
Yeah, but
through
you
this.
can't just say there's paperwork when there is no paperwork.
There was
saying that.
paperwork.
saying.
I'm not by myself now. I have somebody that said this paperwork with.
But you're not saying what the paperwork said.
So
though.
can
Let
I
me go
ask
find
you-
look up
so
the
can I ask
paperwork.
you-
You know, you know,
So
if
let
you
me-
gotta look it up, you don't know.
Let me ask you about this. Do you believe that the CIA or FBI had any involvement in the killing of Martin Luther King?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think they did it, but I think that just like they had.
How do
just
you know
like-
that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
Well, I mean, there's proof that they have.
But if he's saying there's proof within this paperwork,
No, but he is just saying paperwork. He's not saying the proof says it says.
I mean, because I can't remember word for word what it say, but I'm telling you, it said the cat without the person without the tie, he has flat collars, is a friendly, and it was only one person at that time that didn't have a tie on.
But do you know that they had many informants, many
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying about this moment
so
here.
could he not
Yeah,
have
but
been involved
what's
if
that-
there was one of
I'm just saying this moment.
No, but I'm saying there's a
And it was
conflation.
written and it was there. And you talking about reports and there was this and there's proof in it. There's proof and it was hard black and white proof. And he fit the description. Do I know for a fact I wasn't there? However, the paperwork, the pictures, the scene, everything seems that too many coincidences ain't no
Yeah,
coincidence.
but what I'm trying to tie in, though, I
just tied it.
No, you didn't. You said that the FBI said that he was a friendly.
I didn't say they didn't, of course they didn't use the name.
No,
It's the,
guy. Okay,
they just said the people that don't have X, Y, and Z are friendlies. There was one person that didn't have the tie, and that had the.
But what I'm trying to define is what is friendly about him. What were they saying?
They were saying, in other words, when you was in the military, when they call you a friendly, you're what? An ally, you're a person, you're a informant, you're somebody that's on their side that they like, we ain't trying to cap this dude.
And I just agree with you on that part. But what we're talking about, see, this is why I say the conflation part. What we're talking about is the rumor is that they've been bringing up is that he has something to do with Martin Luther King's death.
Well, if he was a
Set it up
friendly,
for something.
what would that mean? If he's a friendly, what would that mean? That means they had talks with him at some point that say, oh, well, he's separate from this group here because he's doing X. He's a friendly of us. If Martin is an enemy and he's a friendly, that means he kind of stepped over on this side.
I don't believe that.
That's fine. You know,
I
you know.
just don't believe that.
You know, it's like me. I don't believe that we went to the moon. So I mean, I feel you. It's this. I feel you. I'm with you
There's so
there.
many people that were in the civil rights movement that were informants.
I agree.
Just like every black organization, be it a benign one or a serious one, like,
Right.
you know, radical.
I
one.
agree.
Everybody was radical according to them. They were,
Like the good
they had, you know, informants. Same thing with Fred Hampton. That's the way how Fred Hampton got
Yeah.
pinched.
But that's
by
how they
an
do
informant.
it. That's right.
You know, they catch a guy, he's getting ready to do a whole bunch of time in prison, and he's got some proclivities or whatever.
And he's like,
And,
yo,
you know, hey.
you want to get out of there?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can get you out of there.
But that doesn't mean that that person is in on every other plot that's going on.
Oh, no.
He might be just
I didn't say
involved-
that. I just said what I
really
saw.
didn't say that. I know, but I'm just saying, people think that this dude has something.
love when
to
it
do.
gets
also
started.
first-hand experience.
I love
man.
when he
seen
gets
how
started.
He get you triggered a little bit.
You see,
I
right?
don't get
It's
triggered. I
great.
just don't- he knows that I don't like this whole, you know, accusing thing, but don't really have any facts about. I don't like murky shit.
But you from the bayou. Shut up, man. Come on, man. He talking about he from the Ninth Ward, but he don't like murky.
Yeah, but peace out, R.I.P. to
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
I
definitely.
think he did a lot of good.
I do too.
There's a lot of criticism about how he made his money and, you know, the organizations and things like that. But I think two things could be true at the same time. I think that he was, you know, an important person in Black history. I think he did a lot. And I personally don't have a problem with any Black figure making money.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
A few questions. How close was he to Martin?
I don't know. If you got to think about
Just
it.
from like,
I
just
don't know.
generally speaking from.
I
that
don't think
time.
they were that close. I think that because you have to remember how old Jesse Jackson was during that period. I mean, he was a young dude. He was like almost
Almost like an
follower.
intern, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was don't say he was a follower, but he was definitely a
Like-
part of the
like an intern.
support. Yeah,
Just getting started.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't think he was up there on the level of the elder or the major civil rights guys at the time. It was only after Martin Luther King was assassinated that his trajectory started going up, which a lot of them started. They were
Yeah.
on the heels of Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
on
there's
that-
new
that,
light now. Yeah.
You know,
Then let me rephrase this or ask this question a little differently. Do you feel that what Jesse did post Martin's assassination stayed in line with what Martin was working to accomplish?
that's a hard question because
Is it?
yeah, because you have to think about the real Martin Luther King.
Who's
Because
the
if
real
you don't
Martin?
talk about the real Martin Luther King, then that gets kind of
Well, we know who the real Martin is, right?
Well, I mean, Martin Luther King
But
was
you also, well, we also know what he started to shift towards close to the end of his life.
well, that's what I'm saying. Martin Luther King was a radical. He was a rider. So I don't know what.
So then if I look at Jesse, as opposed to what you just said now,
Mm-hmm.
what Martin is as a radical, is that a hard distinction?
I think there's some big differences there. But all those guys that were following Martin Luther King at the
Can
time.
I keep going?
Yeah, of course.
So all those guys that
Why
were
I say
following
that
Martin
is
Luther-
because,
I didn't answer it, but go ahead.
sorry, no, go ahead.
No,
Keep
go ahead.
going,
Go ahead.
keep going.
You got a point. You got a point.
It's,
I like that.
because I love this too. It's more like if you're saying Martin was that radical and really kind of went against the grain with the system, right? And wanting what was best for the black community. It don't look like Jesse did that post Martin. He didn't.
No,
he
but
didn't
none of
look-
them did.
I'm not worried about everybody
Okay,
else. I'm worried about Jesse right now.
But the thing you got to
In the
understand.
sense of, to the question, and I'll let
Yeah.
you finish, of did he stay in line with the beliefs and to continue Martin's legacy? Because obviously if he worked, whether it was at an intern level or at the highest level being close to Martin, I'm assuming you're coming in this and your ideologies are aligned with mine. So if anything, I'm going to continue my legacy. I want to make sure it resembles a little bit, or the foundation should be what Martin started. I'm going
But
to
I'll
continue.
tell you this: it couldn't have because so many things changed during that period. The focus and the trajectory changed. There was so many things happening circa 1970 that you couldn't stay on the same. For one thing, you couldn't stay on the same nonviolent thing. The people that were talking that were the people who were once a part of the civil rights movement, who started getting government jobs and becoming politicians. Remember,
looked
all
like he got
all
rich.
your early. I don't think all of them got rich, but definitely
I'm worried
they
about
became.
Jesse.
Well, but and that's the thing.
the conversation.
What is wrong with Jesse getting rich?
Nothing's wrong with the rich part.
Remember what Martin Luther King said. We're coming for our check.
Yes.
He was about economics at the time of
Of
his death.
who?
Huh?
Economics
of the
of-
black people.
So once again, if
So-
it's for the black people, who got rich only post Martin? Who
Well, but
benefited
see,
more?
I don't think Jesse Jackson was the only one that got rich. Now, this is the thing. I'm not gonna pretend to know exactly how Jesse Jackson made his money, but I'm very, very careful about people who criticize these black people who find wealth and they're supposed to be, or we think they're supposed to just be civil rights guys. You know, if he started an organization that he gave himself a salary, hell, that's the American game. What's wrong with that? He's not doing a crime. If he's getting $200,000, $1 million to speak throughout his life, and he's gained his riches from doing that, what is wrong with that?
That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's, you know what I'm saying? When the presidents, it used to be presidents did not get rich in the White House, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made their money when they came out, you know, because they could name their price for speaking.
Okay.
If you speak 200 times in a year, and you make, let's just say, and I'm being very conservative, old school, 25,000 a pop.
Mm-hmm. Are
Are you not going to eventually become okay? So these civil rights guys are these guys who found a way to earn a living, and he was a reverend too, whatever. And they found a way to make a living while still trying to champion stuff for black progress. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, if you're doing that if you're saying that's what you're doing and you're not doing it, and you're just using the black community, which I think a lot of those people who started going into politics started doing. Some of them, I think they had good intention till they found out that it was harder than, you know what I'm saying? So you become for example, I'm losing y'all. Y'all looking around and shit.
I'm
You
following
ran.
I'm following you.
You're in, but he in, boy. You asked the right question, boy, Lamar. You got him ready.
The first group of people out of the civil rights movement that started getting into politics were your mayors started popping up,
Right.
right? Your Harold Washingtons and your what's the guy in D.C. that
Marion.
Marion Barry's.
Yeah.
These were all civil
remember
rights
that cat.
dudes. These were civil rights dudes.
Remember that cat.
And what they found out was they were like, yeah, I'm going to go back to my city and make changes for the black people, but there was still a white power structure
Yep.
there. So a lot of them found out very quickly that they still got to be a part of the machine. Now, some of them became a part of the machine and started like being double agents and shit, saying that they're just to get the black vote. And some of them got enchanted because they just couldn't do what they thought was going to be. It's not enough just to be the black mayor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there was a combination of a lot of that stuff going on.
I'm not gonna. It's not about profiting so much from it. It's if you're benefiting and what you're fighting for is still here, but you continue to profit. Now it's like, well, to what you started to hit on, your intentions ain't matching your actions. Yeah, you could do all the speaking engagements you want. I'm not knocking that. Mm-hmm. But what are you doing on the other side? If your communities that you're fighting for still are not being empowered and uplifted, all that jazz don't mean much, but you're getting rich over there. So where's the disconnect? Why are you getting rich?
I'll tell you what a disconnect is.
Is it that, are you fearful now because you saw what we did? We made an example of your guy in the sense of Martin losing his life. So now, hey, behind the scenes, we'll do this. We'll give you this if you just stay in this lane and don't veer too far out.
That could have been possible.
But why can't it not
But this
just
is
be
the thing.
thing?
I'll tell you. There was no other Martin Luther King.
Y'all having a discussion.
Yeah, because I'll explain to you.
Oh, no,
I got
no,
you.
no. Oh no, I got stuff to say, but y'all got y'all got the conversation.
You can chime in anytime.
There
was no Martin Luther King during the civil rights struggle. There was no other guy. That's why he was the one. There was no other person that wanted to even do that.
If Martin did not lose his life, and this is a huge hypothetical, I really don't like doing them, do you feel he would have been one of those politicians, Jesse Jacksons, to go in and profit the way they have been and lose the whole message of uplifting the community?
Well, Martin Luther King, and that would have been the big criticism because I think he should have eventually been able to. He did enough and made enough sacrifices to the point before he got killed that he could have wrote his own ticket, and I wouldn't have been mad about it.
I don't think he would have done that.
But
personally.
And this is what I'm getting at, because he turned down a lot of money. He was offered a lot of money to become the big.
Isn't that what we want to see?
No,
that's
not.
What I think.
But for me, that's
that's not.
For me, I feel that that's showing that my message and my cause means much more than a dollar sign.
Yeah,
because
but he's still got a family.
But that's understandable. But if I come to you saying, hey, for your cause, let's change it this way instead of going that way. As long as I give you $5 or $10 million, you have to go this way, not the way you continue to go.
I think what you're alluding to is corruption, like being corrupted.
Not necessarily corruption.
Well, I mean, money corrupts. Let's be real about it. So, Jesse Jackson and a lot of the people that were supporters of Martin Luther King, they were not Martin Luther King. They never would have For example, no one picked up the baton. You made a point earlier, whether they were scared or maybe they got talked to or whatever, or they were just scared. These guys weren't ready to die. Yeah, they were out there, they'll get knocked over the head or they'll be in the mix with the rest of the people, but they weren't trying to die.
Willing to, not trying. I don't think Martin was
and
trying to.
You have to understand, he understood what
Sacrifice.
What the sacrifice he was making.
And that's why he wouldn't have gone into politics.
He accepted the fact that this may happen. I mean, he
Yeah.
publicly talked about that.
Well, but the difference is if he had lived, I'm
But
just
that
say
didn't stop him
hypothetically,
from doing it.
he wouldn't have gone into office. I don't think. I think he realized he would
I
have
don't
lost the
think he would.
power to his message and the power that when he won again, he might have empowered others to do that.
Yeah.
But he would. I don't think he would have gotten
No,
into
I
that
think he
machine
would've-
because
I think he
he
would've-
realizes, or if he did, it'd have been very quick because he would realize, I just lost my place.
So
Yeah.
I just
more
lost
on a
this.
local
I
level
can't.
than per se.
I don't even think he did local. I don't think.
Really?
I think he would have stayed
I think
on
he
the
would've stayed in
outside
the
as
church.
a
He would have stayed in the church.
stayed in the church. I think he would have.
I think he would have eventually gone back to his father's church and become the church.
I don't think he would have downsized. If anything, he would have had his own. He would have had his own now movement. It would have been like he had a movement. For him to just stop and go back to his father's church and put it on the church, it would have changed the movement. He grew bigger than the church. Although he used church ideas, although he's Christian, all this and this and this, he grew bigger than that church because he directly affected people that weren't in the church.
He would have been then.
He would have had to stay on the outside as an activist, as a powerhouse activist, as somebody that really goes around and empowers somebody that's probably going to fundraise and that's going to give some money, that's going to really shake up some roots, that's going to go into some of these places and say, hey, white folks, I'm about to go in here and spit some things that they ain't not understanding and walk out with money and give to the community, or change the way that this busing company works. And now people get hired, not just ride the bus, but they hired in the bus. Oh, we're going to go into this, not only local, but y'all need to change something in this state. And I think he's going to be more so taking on the establishment versus just trying to get into the mix. He is the mixer.
So my question to you is, how would he have supported his family? Because the point you bring up is that you're earning money, you're making money. Not simply making money, but you're getting rich. You're enriching yourself.
The kind of money you're making, how it's elevating your income, and your message is starting to be lost because the actions aren't matching the outcomes over here.
So you don't think that at some point, I'm switching gears here because I just thought about this. You don't think at some point you pass the baton down and then you go and do other things? Yeah, for 15 years, 20 years, I was a civil rights activist, or I was a community leader, or I was whatever. Now I'm on a different trajectory. I'm going to become a consultant, or I'm going to become a lobbyist. A lot of these people become lobbyists.
Sure.
I'm going to work for a company. I'm going to represent whatever. And by the way, some of the biggest NGOs, their CEOs make crazy money.
But is an activist
Listen to what I said.
a company? Like for you to say, I did it for 20 years and now I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm not saying don't be a CEO. Maybe you create your own thing. I'm nobody saying that you can't create your financial wealth from there or establish yourself or establish yourself. What I chimed in on was what would Martin do? And how would a figure that big downside, no matter what he did, he's going to be this, as you say, magnanimous figure that's all over the place. He's going to be a face. He's going to be an icon. So now I could see him going international and really being an international activist. Is something going wrong here? Let's get Martin here, and he began doing things like that. I could see that growth, and of course he's going to have an organization. Of course he's going to have these things, and it could all get diluted. I think it's going to get diluted, but I don't think that he would, in that fact, either go all the way into a government place unless he was much older. We're talking again, maybe 20, 30 years, and he really runs for a presidential.
Yeah, but okay, so
or it wouldn't be a mayor. It wouldn't be going back to the thing.
But that's what Jesse Jackson did.
He did.
You know, Jesse Jackson was responsible for getting hostages freed.
Yeah.
He went to Palestine and talked to the Palestinians when the U.S. had a no-talk policy.
Yes.
I mean, his mark in American politics and world politics is bigger than what the black community give him credit for.
True that.
What they're mostly concerned about is how much money he made and how many babies he had out of wedlock.
Yeah, like that don't
You know
matter
what
to
I'm
me.
saying?
I don't
Like,
care.
Yeah.
And I started this whole thing off by saying his legacy is bigger than what we give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And that's the only
Sure.
point I was making.
Yeah.
I've heard all kind of people talk about how, now he's a kingmaker. That's the other part about it. He's a kingmaker, quiet as it's kept. Barack Obama, some of the biggest black politicians, and not just black politicians, in Chicago, they go kiss the ring, a lot of them. He is like, he was a big power broker. And when he went on the world stage, alluding to what you're talking about Malcolm X, which is a good point, he probably would have been. How do you turn around and say, well, he ain't doing nothing in the black community, he's over there in Palestine? Well, he got bigger than that. I believe two things can happen at the same time. He still could be important in the community. Maybe he's focused on, bringing up all the black politicians. Maybe he's focused on organizations that, do things that they were doing when he was 20. He ain't doing that no more.
Right.
I think that would have been the same, but I think that would have been the same criticism of Martin Luther King.
True.
Because Martin Luther King's focus was, he was evolving into other areas.
I think it falls down to no matter what the great leader is, there's always the man. And so people always see the man. So you see what happens
thing is
here,
he didn't
but
live-
then you see the things that you didn't quite agree, or you see the things that might have been here, or you see the way that this happened, it was money, or it was women, or, he didn't do enough here. But the guy was great. And he was just a
I think
man.
it's called
And when you're a
blooded.
great man, you have, let's say, you either going to make a great firework, or it's gonna be a big bomb.
Well,
Either
if
way,
you
it's a
live
big
long-
explosion.
Martin Luther King did not live long enough to get the criticisms and I
He,
don't know.
he started getting them. It's he would start with the women, with the things.
That's another thing, and I don't want to get deep into it, but these content creators and these YouTubers who are, talking about how he had these women and stuff like that. Again, if you don't understand history, and like I was born right after that time, so I wasn't there doing the whole thing. I was born right after it. So you got all the information growing up, a lot of it. Martin Luther King, again, was the most surveilled person. There was a campaign, a special campaign by the FBI
to get that dude.
to get him. They would send letters lying about things, documented letters. Don't document, dude.
The paperwork.
They would letters talking about kill yourself. All the lies about what he was doing. The FBI was doing this.
Yeah.
Not the only person they did it to, but they did it to him most.
Yeah.
Right? So there was this big, and LBJ hated him.
Yeah.
Right? There was this big campaign. They did all kind of stuff to him, putting things out in the public, lies about him.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Most surveilled person, everywhere he went, he was wiretapped. If you think he was banging a chick somewhere, and you got the biggest mob in the city, he's the number one person they're after. You don't think they would have wasted no time putting out audio clips or video of pictures of him with other women? You've never seen an FBI photo, not one photo. Why would JF Hoover.
JFK?
Hoover. No, Hoover. Whatever his name is. Would do him a favor after trying to get him by not publishing it and destroying it or whatever. You've never seen that. So that's why I say it's BS. Because the biggest mob is trying to find anything on this man to discredit him. And if he was running with all these women, That would have been easy. That would have been low-hanging fruit to show pictures and destroy his marriage and show his kids that he wasn't what he was. Show all these people that's following him that he's not the Messiah that they think he is. And they never did it. It never happened. I don't think
a good
this
point
man,
there, Shaka.
I think that this
Isn't that-
man was, I think he truly lived up to what he was trying to do and trying to be the best person.
We're talking about Martin still, right?
Yeah,
that's Martin.
Okay. Switch to
Right,
if
yeah.
we're
Yeah,
talking
it went
about-
back, yeah.
But see, the thing I feel from learning history about Martin, I only heard that about the wives thing most recently.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
These new,
it's-
yeah, exactly. You're right.
You know, it's maybe 10 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, but-
yeah. Because I never really heard that growing up either. Like,
No, but I did hear growing up, Jesse did have some type of involvement. That's
Yeah, I know.
and that, but see, that's pre-internet.
But I think
and reading
yeah.
and hearing
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
So
I'm
he
not
went
gonna,
on-
I'm
he
not
went
going
on
to
to be-
speculate too
yeah.
far, but to say that there is some type of connection there, whether it's the comment of "watch out for the friendly,"
You're a very poised brother on here. I like the way you know, you.
you got to balance you guys out.
What you doing next Friday, brother?
Y'all, like, he found my replacement. He finally found my replacement, and I'm in for it. I'll be guesting sometimes. I'll be here. I'll be visiting y'all some days. Bring some life up in this joint.
He can guess.
I'll bring some life up in here for y'all.
He's a little feature.
We'll talk.
Rashawn.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll be the
Rashawn.
feature. That's
Rashawn.
right. I'll be the feature.
Every
Rashawn,
third
can we
Friday
use your
of the
place, man?
month,
Can we
Yeah.
we're
use your
gonna
place?
feature
Yeah,
Rashawn
for a small
every
fee.
third Friday.
They gonna
I
tax
like that for a small fee. Yeah,
Next topic. I like it.
that's how you do it, people.
Oh no, it's good.
I told you, man. He's great. I told you.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I told you.
Before you lose your point.
No, I mean,
You heard it?
Yeah.
Growing up.
yeah, it's just more of, I think, stepping back.
I think
Just
that's
looking at a lot of the information that, I think it was, who was it? Denzel said this in an interview one time, and he's talking to a reporter. Everyone in reporting is just so quick to put out information. I want to be the first. I'm going to be the first. I'm going to be the first. And it's like, no one really cares about the facts of it.
No.
Because then if you come out after T comes out, I'm going to be like,
Late.
well, T said first. So people don't really care about the
Today,
facts.
nobody
No.
cares if it's facts or not.
I
You
mean,
just gotta put
the
something
average
out.
American, and I say American, has the memory of a goldfish. Like, that's a fact. So if there's ways that we can just ensure, like, hey, how can we make sure, like, this information was released pre-internet so it kind of has some validity to it.
Now, we're still talking about Jesse Jackson. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Jesse Jackson.
Rest.
Yeah, no
Yes.
disrespect.
Yes.
This is me on the whole black leaders thing. I'm talking about the leaders of yesteryear. I'm talking about the real riders. These guys today, they're fakes and poses.
Damn.
Did he say they're paid?
I'm very
Fakes and
fakes and poses. I don't care
Fakes
if
and
they're paid. I
poses.
think if you look,
and
if you go to law school, if you go to college, if you get in the trenches, whether you are a community activist or whatever, and you find your way into making some money, power to you. You're going to inspire other young people to do the same thing. Like, it's not, I don't feel like it's either or. You be a poor ass person that's, grassroots person, whatever, no shade to them, that you could never put two kids, you can't send your kids to school. Yeah, but he was a good civil rights activist, or he was a good this, that. That don't feed your family.
Right.
That don't send your kids to college like you're trying to break ground for other people to do. So if you find a way to make money and enrich yourself, and I'm not talking about doing anything underhanded or immoral or anything, that's been, to me, in my observation, that's been a criticism, the whole crab in a bucket ideology in the black community when it comes to these leaders and stuff like that. And I used to even be like that. Damn, how do you get that position? But you know what? Hey, why not? Two things could exist at the same time. Now, at some point, you got to elevate, just like you were talking about Martin Luther King, and that's a good point. He probably would have been on the world stage, and he probably would have been an ambassador to places around the world. Who knows, right? Maybe he would have been too big to go back to Atlanta. I don't know if y'all knew this, but he, at one point, was offered crazy money to be the pastor at the biggest church in the biggest church in New York, and he turned it down to go to his father's church.
Good for him.
You know,
Yeah, he knew.
this brother was getting office before he became who he even became.
Yeah.
Remember,
Those
he was
type of actions-
remember this guy was like a prodigy. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was like a gifted, intelligent.
We judge respectfully off of those that make those types of sacrifices because the intent behind the money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
So
I think
it's
too
just-
though.
we
he
always
probably
go
thought,
back
though,
to the criticism. Oh, you just mad at him because he's making money. I ain't mad at him for making money.
Make
I'm
that
like,
money.
He making money. What's your intent? If your message doesn't match,
Yeah, but your message. My thing is, your message can evolve. Your message can change. That's what I'm saying.
of course it can.
Even
But
Martin
you're
Luther King's message changed. Remember, he was pro.
But the spirit behind it doesn't.
You always got to throw some shit in
But
there.
so I'm gonna say this, and I wanted to throw this in here.
I know I've been
And this
discounting
goes,
it. I'm like,
this goes to
But
a
did
little
you
bit.
I've been
about-
letting them get
of the
their
spirit.
feel in.
But did you think about this, my brother?
How I'm going to use this example and try not to get too caught up in the people, the Marley brothers, how they've evolved and enriched as a family. They've evolved.
I don't know much about them.
So
no.
they inherited their father's estate. So they took complete control, right? So they've evolved because what was Marley just about? Reggae, right? Smoking, being healthy, preaching his message of Rastafari. He passed. That evolved to his sons and his next generation after his sons. They veered off into coffee, merchandise. The message is still the same. Yeah, they grew for a different message. They're still welcoming everybody, one love, right? But they didn't lose their cause. They didn't lose their direction. Yeah, the end goal. Their direction may have switched, but it still aligns what they're talking about to that end goal and everything.
But how do we
prospering.
know? How do we know? Getting back to Jesse Jackson, how do we know if Jesse Jackson's? I think that we.
How do we know what?
I
Finish
think that.
please.
Okay, but I'm interjecting this. I think that we changed. Black people changed. Black people's, for example, you have people who they don't know nothing about no struggle or no Jim Crow or no redlining, or they don't have a concept of it, not even a concept. So imagine a person still talking segregation, desegregation, and how important it is for us to integrate when the integration is not benefiting the people that are trying to get integrated. It only made the people that didn't want the integration more rich. And I could dive deep in that if you want. If not, I'll just glaze over that. Hopefully you catch
I'm with you.
what I'm throwing. And we only understood that in subsequent years of the desegregation.
Teaser catcher. Just throwing that out there. Sorry.
Thanks, Luscious.
He was getting a little too quiet.
Thanks, Luscious. I'm
Go.
in.
Sorry.
I'm excited because I got Shaka somebody that he's happy with. Like he gets tired of me because I want to talk about magic and all that. This
Well, you had Mickey
he's
Choo
happy.
last year,
He's
so.
happy, boy. He's so happy right now. This dude is getting. He gonna go home to your picture.
Sorry to interrupt.
I'm like you and Mickey Choo.
Yeah, what's up, Mickey? What's
out
up,
to
girl?
Mickey
Mickey Choo.
Get her back on here. We're working on that live thing, Mickey.
The one that signed the seat.
Yeah, you gotta sign the seat too.
They gave me no motherfucking seat to sign. But anyway.
We'll let you sign the seat, dog.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna start something?
He already
You gonna
signed
start-
P. Diddy's
See
seat.
how he-
P. Diddy already signed your seat.
Look, he signed your knee
No,
braces. That's what he did.
yeah, my knee brace ain't got
Those
nothing.
knee braces are Diddy approved.
Catch her in the rye. Catch her in the rye. We're just knickerbockers.
So I just completely.
Diddy'll be out in a year and a half.
And Jim Lamar ready, boy. Look at him. He like,
Hell no, man.
he like, yeah,
Gonna put
yeah,
the knees
yeah,
back on.
yeah.
Oh,
What's up, Luscious?
you know he practiced.
What's up with the backdooria shit today, man?
He practiced.
Shout out to Corey Holcomb. What's up with those back? You gotta do that because they think you're stealing their shit when you don't.
Oh man. Let's go to the next next topic.
Next,
Oh, we can stay with y'all done with that?
the backdooria shit, yeah.
No,
like,
I know. I
we
talking about the
gotta
backdooring
do
shit,
that.
T-shirt
man.
and the catcher and the catcher and the
Nobody,
ride.
hey, man. Only people scared of that must be doing something that we don't need.
There you go.
Because cats
Are
know.
we done with that, my brother? Or
Yeah,
I don't know. Is we done? Is we finished?
Can we
keep going.
expound a little more, my brother?
We can expound a little more. I don't want to
Okay,
drag
so-
on too much
okay,
to
let me-
one topic.
Okay, I'm gonna let you close it, but let me say this, and maybe you could pick it back off it and close it up. Jesse Jackson was more than what I'll say this: we in the black community really think he was, and I think over the years, the older he got, the more the urban legends and the rumors about the negative stuff took precedent, and that he really wasn't for the black community, kind of sold us out. Mm-hmm. And I really thought about this, like, motherfucker, you ain't doing nothing. Your whole 30, 40 years, 50 years on this planet. So if this guy switched gears at some point in his life to do other stuff, at least he did something. I know when I say that, motherfucker, I'm not talking about y'all.
Okay.
I'm just talking about just regular people. At least his early stages of his life, he was in the trenches.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel about it. And the things that they really don't know about him, the public statesman, the going around the world and representing the United States and get motherfuckers out of, talking peace with Israel,
The foreign
Palestine,
deals.
and all that. They don't know about all that kind of stuff.
Before you close, you know, with history, their legacy begins to grow after this. So I think as time goes, it'll be more talks about
but get that
what
brother's
happened.
flowers when he's here.
I think he got them, didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, but anyway, so he's gonna get more flowers. Why? Because they're gonna talk about what happened. There's gonna be changes in the world, and they're gonna be like, oh, because of this, you have this, and now they're taking away. Or history is gonna repeat itself, and they're gonna, this happened. Jesse did da 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 da. So I think as time goes,
And I heard
his
that
legacy
the
is
day
gonna
he
grow.
died. I heard that on the radio. They were talking about a lot of things. The diplomacy stuff
Yeah.
he did. They really did him.
Yeah. And I think it's just gonna keep
I
growing
was
as it
waiting
goes.
for the baby mama stuff. You know how they throw that.
I mean,
like, like they did Kobe, like they did Kobe when they were
Yeah.
They didn't do that. At least I didn't hear it right off the bat.
I think that's going to be an early thing, but again, as it goes, it starts fading.
Yeah.
Like you might say, yeah, I think Martin had some women. As time goes, though, it faded because you're like, yo, but still,
Yeah. And
he busted something up, but it was da 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 on the other side, like. It gives less relevance to it.
And there's another thing that happened too in the last 20 or 30 or 40 years, I'll say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of non-black people that imagine even hating the people that want to desegregate, the non-violent people. We know what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
As later black people started coming into the culture, whatever, they started adopting some of the white talking points.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden you hear black guys, I don't know nothing about Jesse Jackson, I don't know nothing about, or Al Sharpton, they'll say some negative stuff first, like, well, Al Sharpton, he just take people money, whatever they say, right? And, I'm an old nigga. So I'm like.
Is you really?
I'm like this, like, okay, there's good and bad in everybody. Like, you may not like Jesse Jackson for a political view, but you don't assassinate everything about him, particularly anything you don't know about him, because you don't like his political view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
that maybe a person is pro-black, like Louis Farrakhan, right? Most people out of the black community, even some black people, Farrakhan, he's radical. Well, what's radical about him? And if you really ask, like, okay, well, one time I was sitting with a white guy, and remember when Al Sharpton used to be on MSNBC?
Yeah.
I think he's still on there, whatever. And it was just on the TV, it just came up. And we were both looking at the TV, and he said something negative about Al Sharpton, like, oh, this guy, or something like that. And I just simply said, I was in my monk mode. I was just in that one little window. I was in the monk mode, and I said, what has Al Sharpton ever done to you? And surprisingly, the guy just stopped in his tracks. And he was like, nobody ever asked me that. He's never done anything about me, and I don't even really think I know a lot about him. Now, Al Sharpton could be the fucking devil incarnate. I don't know. But I'm saying, this guy probably listened to the at the dinner table, his daddy, his grandfather say, watch these civil rights rabble-rousers, they whatever. And he formed an opinion without knowing one single thing about them. And I say that's the same about all of our leaders, right?
Yeah.
They don't like them simply because they are fighting for black progress. Well, you think black progress is bullshit, whatever your reason is. Not surprisingly, there are black people who adopted that. These guys like your Anton Daniels and whatever. So, they don't like those guys.
Now because I'll tell you, I talk a lot of shit amongst us. However, when I'm out and somebody says, and somebody's like, "Hell, Farrakhan," I'm like, "What's wrong with Farrakhan?" Exactly. Farrakhan saved a lot of brothers. Exactly. Now I might be between us, Farrakhan.
Exactly.
But when I'm out somewhere, this is up. This is us. Right. You don't say certain stuff there. So I wonder how many, my point is, how many because we hear it, are doing that on the outside. Are they really standing up on it, or are they just kind of falling?
Well, you don't, and I know this personally. I mean, I've experienced it, and I've had to do it too. Like, sometimes you read where you at and you just don't say much, or you're not advocating for, like you said, among us, right? Like, we're not repping Farrakhan publicly. Mm-hmm. We're not repping Jesse, whoever the guy is.
Right, whoever.
We're not repping them, which really, technically, you're doing a disservice because you really should be training motherfuckers on, okay, that's what they're about. I need to, But we're in a culture, this is how we've engineered our culture to where we just still have that old, plantation thing where we just kind of keep it, we're not going to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that he's not a popular figure among most people, so we're not going to, advocate or get into a big pissing contest on the job about Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do that. So, which I think if we had not started doing that 40 years ago, motherfuckers would be trained by now, it would be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, that's your guy, whatever. So, anyway, what do you think, my brother? Or are you closing it out?
Oh, no, you guys, I don't want to be repetitive.
This is what we do, B.
Oh.
I'll have to get in.
I do have my own personal views. I know there's a lot more I could learn about Jesse. Yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I look at what body of work has he done that affects me directly or indirectly.
So you don't think that when Obama became president, everybody was inspired by that? They totally eclipsed the fact that Jesse Jackson in 1984 ran for president, which was like
that was some shit,
ice water in hell type chances.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
he got a lot of support, and he inspired a lot of people. Now you got to think of the context of the time and what's going on politically, but he did it. I mean, he in a big way.
Sure.
I don't know what his poll numbers were. I don't know what the numbers were. I know they were low, but I'm saying, like, he made it up there. Even that song inspired the song, the Jesse Jackson song, remember?
Oh, yeah.
It started on the bottom, now he's on the top.
Forgot about that. Look here.
Jesse. That's
FBA right there.
Jesse.
That's FBA right there. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, man. So, I mean.
FBA?
Yeah.
But would you really expect, and this is the other part too, non-black people talking about his diplomacy and this and that and what he did around the world. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like you. That's between his family and his wife. What I'm saying? Like, does that take away the bricks he got walking up and down streets trying to desegregate and all that? Does that take away that?
No,
really?
I think it does. I think after a while it does. People try to bring it up, but it dies because he had too many other great things. You know, people want to hold that.
Right.
And then as you go through history, you realize with any man, especially great power,
Men are men.
that always is there because he's got something that everybody wants.
Personally, no disrespect, I think they should have, you know, I think Martin Luther King deserved a little extra peace leave on there.
He's a great man. If it was the old time, he would have been a king. He was a king. What was it? The old school. If you could afford it, you had multiple wives. That was the whole deal.
You know,
But I'm just saying, and he was that great of a guy.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what's one thing, kind of to tie Bob into this? No one judges Bob on having multiple kids by multiple wives.
No, I mean, that's the whole.
Right?
But he
To that
wasn't
point.
because he didn't step into I'm a politician. He kind of rolled his thing
but
and he
remember-
said, my music is here, but because y'all love my music, I'm gonna tell you what I feel and I'm gonna let my music do the rest.
But
So
there
he
was
never.
he did get into slightly into politics.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
shot.
He got
Yeah,
shot
he got
because
shot.
then he had that concert and
He
brought
was
us
very
together.
But
political.
he was but he was not. I'm gonna be an activist and I'm about to bring this thing
I
up.
think
He stopped he single-handedly stopped the Civil War in
His
Jamaica.
music, his
Y'all
place.
remember that?
yeah,
But what I'm saying is his music, his first thing was musician. He didn't come out and say his first thing was music. His music touched. He used that platform since it's big now. I can talk about this. This is where I stand and people were inspired. So the Civil War stopped because he was this man. He created his music. He stood for what it was and his music moved through. When I say the spirit, his music moved through. He didn't say, yo, we're going to set up this boycott. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm going to organize this community. I'm going to organize everything. And we going to stand and ride with this. He said, now I'm going to write this music.
Hey man, are we recording?
It was. Is it not recording now?
I don't see the red line.
I had it red on the back.
I read that or something.
No, that one is. Let me check. I saw it red when I pressed
And look in the back and see if it's
it.
red. I'm gonna be so mad if this.
Oh, it say red right there.
Oh, good. Sorry, I messed it up. I didn't see it right here, so I'm like, man, boy, I can edit out that little part.
I've been
Man.
salty too. I've been like,
I'd
no, no. Dang.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson, man.
Rest in peace, brother.